Konnichiwa.
Right on schedule.
This is a hybrid skill damage tank build. It has 1.4 million armor with 6 skill tiers. It regens over 80,000 per second, has 30% bonus armor for each trophy grabbed, and wait for it, 77% protection from elites. 80% is max. So, wow. I have a lot of hybrid builds capable of soloing legendary strongholds that also lead in damage dealt and kills in group play. I have a playlist on my channel dedicated to these types of builds. I'll drop a link in the description area below. The Slaughter and Game Over hybrid builds are two that stand out and are celebrated by the community. They're so good they can often outshine new concepts. So when I'm creating a new hybrid that is, it's important the build provides a unique value to stand apart from those builds. And this one does just that. I'll explain and start by taking a closer look at the backpack, which is the exotic Memento backpack with 3 core attributes. I have a protection from elites mod on it. There's nothing better than this backpack on a skill build in my opinion, especially hybrids. It gives you the skill tier and the armor core and weapon damage. And when you collect 30 trophies, you get 30% weapon damage. Combined arms doesn't do that. And whether you're using the capacitor or test subject or anything else, having that weapon damage helps, and taking damage doesn't disable it like vigilance. Those same trophies also give you 3% armor regen. On this build, that's over 40% in regen just from the backpack. But the most important reason why this backpack is better than anything else is because you get 30% skill efficiency, which has damage, haste, health, duration, the works. Combined arms is only damage. The waveform holster is also only damage. I'll take skill efficiency over damage any day. And you'll see it works amazing in group. I will show you here in a little bit that we're gonna lead in kills with the Memento backpack while doing casually fast legendary runs. Roosevelt Island in 22 minutes, Capitol Building in 25 minutes, and so on. Past builds helped me realize that there's nothing more powerful than the short-term buffs of a trophy, which lasts 10 seconds. We have 6 skill tiers, 3 armor cores and 1 red core. So when we grab a single trophy, we are getting another 30% skill efficiency in addition to the 30% skill efficiency we already have, plus 30% bonus armor and 5% weapon damage per trophy. And we can stack those trophies for 60, 90, 120% skill efficiency, and so on. That's really powerful. So you're probably getting it. The main objective is to grab trophies, which gets you more kills faster, thus more trophies. So that's the base of the build. The chest piece is Bellstone with kinetic momentum. I have a skill tier. If you don't have this, I recommend using one with armor on it instead. It's easier to put the skill tier on your gloves or holster instead. I have regen, skill damage, and a protection from elites mod. I made this ongoing directive build for the blue screen. I like it because it can bleed out non-elites with only a couple of rounds. Elites just need a little bit more encouragement. If you're looking to be part of a strong, positive community, then I have you covered. Join Tux's Discord. We're not elitists, and we're so much more than just clans and raids. Tux's Discord continues to grow as the central hub for the player base that loves this game and wants to see it thrive. And if you love builds, this is the spot. Also, join Tux's Players Club to support the channel, the cause, while getting access to member perks and extra content like gaming music playlists. Click the join button below. The knee pads are Murakami. We're now over 5% armor regen, and we're not done. If you don't have these knee pads, I recommend another improvised piece here, or Wyvern or Bellstone instead. The holster is improvised with armor, skill damage, and regen. This is so I can put on the protection from elites mod here. Crafting improvised gear with skill tiers is easier than trying to find one with max armor. So do that if you have armor on other pieces. The gloves are the same as the holster. The mask is the Gila Guard Chill Out Mask. I'm running this for the extra mod slot so I can cap my protection from elites to almost max. Put armor here if you don't have skill damage on yours already. Then put the skill tier on the gloves or holster. If you don't have this mask, use a Wyvern, Bellstone, or D&H mask instead. The primary weapon is the RTDI Custom. This is a Dark Zone item, but you can get it from the Countdown vendor or named item caches also. This is giving us an extra skill tier, and I'm running it within sync. For me, this is more consistent damage than Future Perfect, and it gives me weapon damage too, and doesn't have a cooldown. By using the card, I can add another armor core for 1.4 million armor. This extra core is very valuable in this build. It's worth 10% more bonus armor and about 12,000 more armor regen. That's letting us face tank chungas and dive into pools of non-elites. Let's segue into the other primary weapon. This is the SWEETDREAMS exotic shotgun. It melee kills non-elites with a single hit. The cooldown is only 15 seconds, and this is how the build came together to be called the Hitman. Let me explain. I tinkered with this build for about 2 weeks. I went through all the variables, including dropping the armor and a TDI card for the capacitor. This was okay, but even though the capacitor gives us up to 30% more skill damage than in sync, that wasn't replacing the value the extra armor core was giving me, and that's partially because of the 77% protection from elites. There's more synergy with the TDI card, the extra skill tier, the extra armor core, and protection from elites, because the protection from elites is making that bonus armor last a really long time. In turn, I am able to stay out of cover longer. A community member, Grumpy, said, "You're out of cover so much, you might as well sweet dream someone on your way from A to B." And he was right. It feels like you're getting free trophies this way. So you're immune to elites, and you can one-tap the non-elites. And the skills act like a shield by making you invisible. I suggest you play into that with this build. Keep your your drone close and use it to distract the mob as you eliminate a priority target. And that's why it's the Hitman build. I am executing priority targets like healing station techs, drone operators, and grenadiers with a single hit, picking up that trophy to hyperdrive my skills and bonus armor for another kill and trophy and repeat. And from time to time, I whip out the test subject. Otherwise, I keep the pistol in hand until the last minute. Remember, while you are doing this, your drone and turret are always shooting something. A single trophy is going to almost give you the damage an overcharge will, and you're getting more than damage. You're getting all skill attributes, and you can stack them, and there is no cooldown. I used this build to solo Roosevelt on Legendary to make sure it could stand up to the test. I did it, but I must say, it really shines a group. Besides picking off key targets, in a group you can displace enemies from cover and flush them out towards your team so they can put them down. Just because you're tanky doesn't mean you're not going to be top killer either. All of these runs were done on live stream, by the way. On this Legendary Capital run, we completed it in 25 minutes. All were using skill builds. 2 of us were using the Memento, 2 were using 3-piece Empress builds. With this setup, I dealt most damage and kills while stacking up 12 revives. Your team is gonna love you for that. Take the aggro. On this Legendary Roosevelt run, we completed it in 22 minutes. All of us were using some sort of Memento skill build, and this build still took top kills, damage dealt, and revives. It's made to get out of cover, take aggro, displace enemies, eliminate priority targets, and chain snag trophies. If you're not doing that, then you're not using the power of the build. Get out there and melee somebody.
Follow me.